Hi Aries, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2013, and I think even though there's a practical feel to this month and you can be very productive and cover some ground, maybe, you know, get things more how you want them to be, I think your engine is revving quite nicely as well. And also that's because Mars is in a fellow fire sign, Leo, and is sort of souping things up a little bit for you. But also Venus, the position of Venus all month, is in an area where you and somebody can really click. You can be bonding with somebody really well, or maybe it's you and that special being. It might not be a human being. We've got to allow for all kinds of being, but you and that special being are feeling a real connection, you know, a real sort of linking, a rapport together. So yes, there's some nice energies around for you this month. But as I say, there's this practical side where you could be having to deal with, you know, the to-do list, certain schedules, niggly details, and this is the moment to get to grips with health issues if you need to, but definitely to do some housework, whether that's in a professional or a personal sort of a way, and putting more effort into maintenance, repairs, you know, running repairs, or for health reasons. But also some of you could be picking up more knowledge, some of you could be sharing your knowledge, learning useful new methods, sort of real hands-on feel this is, but also showing somebody else, or getting, you know, getting into a habit with something which is better for you. So dealing with the to-do list, getting things more how you want them to be. And then the Sun moves on the 23rd into an area which is more to do with that rapport, that linking, I was going to say linkage, but linking, connection with another, that feeling of, you know, bouncing ideas off somebody. And it's not really the time to be going alone. Going it alone, even though that is kind of your thing, but is to really enjoy the contribution of this person, the support of this being, I should say, and figuring out, if you need to, how to get the best out of partnerships and other close associations in your life. And you and someone could be having a close interaction, whether this is, you know, long-term or short-term. Other things would have to be checked out, but just on this basis, you can get this feeling of mutual interaction. Mercury until the 9th. Well, Mercury is focusing on mind on this very sort of busy schedules. You know, I have to be here to do this, I've got to come back and do that, and also to-do lists, so maybe it's over the wires as well, discussions, ideas, paperwork, anything like that, anything like anything in communications will have a more practical slant. That does chime in very much with where the Sun is. Then Mercury moves on the 9th, and through the 9th to the 24th, it skips through this area of your chart, which is to do with information exchange, you being the go-between, or consulting with somebody else who is knowledgeable or has got the information you need, whether in a formal sense or an informal sense, you know them or you don't, or you can be making new contacts. It's a very chatty sort of area, and you might be less than impressed by somebody, but at least it helps you to sort of sharpen up your own ideas. So this is a good time to be polishing up your people skills, your communication skills, and expressing yourself, whether that is verbally or in paperwork or through any other medium of self-expression, as well as you possibly can. Then from the 24th, Mercury goes into an area where there will be more riding on a relationship maybe there. and how you come across there, whether that is a formal or an informal type relationship, you know, in a sort of business sense, or a professional, in a professional business sense, or in a personal way. Venus, as I say, is in her favorite area as the month kicks off. She's there up until the 11th, so she's functioning very well from that area there, bringing this feeling of rapport with others, and you appreciating loving attention, maybe them appreciating it from you. And if you're in a negotiating sort of situation, they could go well if you play your cards right, with Venus's an innate facilitation. And yes, and this always depends on your natal chart, and you know, 100 other things, but so Venus here tends to bring your feelings, bring that sort of good feeling energy between you and somebody that you're interacting with anyway. And then from the 11th, Venus could manifest as an influence which might help you out materially in a major or a minor kind of a way. At least it's a buffer. At least it means that financially, maybe, or with possessions, or any kind of negotiation or deal or contract or agreement, you might not be doing too badly there. Or, you know, it could even be better than that. But probably not too much unless there's something ongoing, because Saturn is at a very long transit in that sector of your chart. So you just have to wait a bit longer while Saturn does her thing there. And Venus, though, during this transit from the 11th to the end of the month, means that things can, you can oil the wheels, things can flow, things can go more smoothly. A relationship could revolve around a space or a property, or some sort of sharing situation, some sort of you know, reciprocal, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your sort of situation, or as I say, in a negotiation type situation. Somebody could push your buttons. On the other hand, this can be a really sizzly position here for Venus, and some of you could be getting, you know, getting more of a twinkle in your eye during this stage here, depending on, you know, your disposition, inclination, and age group, really. But anyway, this period also could bring about a shift and a new chapter in a relationship. Now, having said all that, just watch out for the time around the 18th to the 19th, when relationships could feel like a harder work. Maybe somebody's being a bit po-faced about something, or maybe it's you're just not in the mood, but you keep on trying to sort of be out there because you're a very extrovert sign. But actually, really, what you should have done is just kind of stayed more within yourself on those couple of days there. This is due to the fact that Venus is flitting across the degree of Saturn in the heavens. So it doesn't last long, but it may mean that it's a little bit more challenging emotionally or even financially, and it may mean that you have to be on your best behavior, or you've just got to watch your back. So best to arrange more time, you know, not to schedule anything really kind of major or important, and try to be you know, more with yourself, more self-reflective, because really that energy is an indrawing energy, but it's, as I say, very fleeting. Mars, as I say, is in this area of your solar chart, helping you to feel more in your power, and this is really a good time for you to pursue those sorts of activities that help you to feel good, that, you know, you're learning more about yourself, about where your core values are, coming from your core. Whatever that's about for you. It could even be work, you know, it might be leisure pursuits, it might be sort of entertainments, but for some people entertainments are all kinds of different things. So I'll leave that with you like that. Now, just a word about Jupiter. Jupiter is now in Cancer, so it's in a different angle, making a different pulse to your sun sign for, well, until next July. and it's now lighting up your home area. This is a really lovely transit of Jupiter. I always think that Jupiter does well here, and it means that you should start feeling more settled where you are, maybe, or have access to an environment which helps you to feel more settled, helps you to, it's somewhere you prefer. So it might be right where you are now, or it might help you to move to where, you know, where you feel better, where things are going better for you. It can also mean that the HQ, wherever that is, gets more interesting. You're learning more from a community or a neighborhood or locality around you. This is a very long transit, but it can definitely support, in a good way, family relationships, and help you to maybe bury the hatchet on something, settle a feud, but also giving you a sense of expansion emotionally in your life, and more security in that sort of a way. And even physically, that can manifest outwardly as you expanding your space in some way. Some people sort of build a greenhouse or a shed or a conservatory, or, you know, I mean literally expanding your space. So we can take this in a literal way. We can look at it in a sort of more metaphorical kind of a way, or a spiritual way, or an emotional way. But you Arians born second to the 19th of April, that can't be right. So that would be, yes, that is right, 2nd to the 19th of April. That is a really long span of time, isn't it, in 1 month? Or with 13 to 19 degrees rising, I'm going to feel this energy the most this month. And Saturn's been in direct motion since July the 8th. So if you were previously in a holding pattern or feeling a bit stuck with something going on in your life, which was uncomfortable, then this direct motion has meant breakthroughs, healing, resolution, or rewards are more likely and more in the pipeline now. And especially for you, children of the Ram, who realize, who kind of get it, that this is a time for you to put your best foot forward, to put your best efforts into these tough challenges that do keep coming your way. We know this, Aries, as well as and when they arise in your life. So yes, so that's good news. Saturn has moved into Scorpio. You may or may not know this. It's been in there since last October, and will be there until just into 2015. And this is about a huge mega gear shift in your life, which involves, you know, some really sometimes quite painful clearing of the decks, making space for those new green shoots to come up. And it can involve anything: property, finances, relationships, place on the map, or your own bad habits, your own previous bad lifestyle choices, maybe sort of coming home to roost. So, you know, no hiding place. And you'll become aware over this time frame about how, you know, first of all, what it is that's the problem and is holding you back, what you can do about it, and then moving on to a healthier, happier, more fulfilling version of you, Aries. And you can do this in a step-by-step, gradual way. There's no storming, you know, storming the fortress and taking, you know, jumping them, ambushing, you know, the culprits in your life, whether they're out there or in here. But I would say with this one, it's probably whatever vibration you've been emitting, whatever vibrational level you've been living on, by your attitude, your approach, your behavior, your expectation of yourself and how the world should be, that is either positive or negative. Just try to up that vibration into happiness and positivity, and then gradually chip away at this, and it will come right. And trust that the whole thing's in hand, and you're just, you know, you're just the part of the team that's down here on the ground, slogging away down in the mine, slogging away. So either way, you'll be slowly transitioning, and there's probably, you know, you're being watched doing this, but slowly transitioning, and I don't mean in any kind of paranoid sort of a way, I mean by your guardian angel at least, slowly transitioning into this fresh perspective and this new you in your life. There's a huge amount of evolution going on for you at the moment. So Saturn was previously retrograding, but is now going direct. Yes, I said that, didn't I? Now, I just want to mention very quickly, right at the end, that we've still got Saturn, Neptune and Jupiter in this angle that's not right in the pattern itself, but it's in a good angle in the sky, helping you to heal, helping things to resolve, and on an emotional, spiritual level, any kind of level, physical, of course. And you can feel these more spiritual energies interpenetrating your being. You're probably becoming more aware of that now, that the subtleties that maybe you overlooked before. And of course Uranus is in your sign until 2019, so all of you Arians, and of course Pluto coming at you from another angle, are undergoing this huge cosmic makeover. And do not underestimate it for 1 minute. You know, you will begin to function differently, and others are seeing you differently over this time. But it's not over till the fat lady sings. So you Arians born between the 29th and the 31st of March, with 9 to 11 degrees rising, going to feel the energy of Uranus the most this month. And if you want to see what the other slower moving planets are doing, go and have a look on my website. I update that every month. And also listen to the forecast for your moon sign or your rising sign, and you'll get a bit more information, and I'll see you the next time.